Coercive persuasion, also known as menticide, brainwashing, mind control, thought reform, forced re-education, is the concept that the human mind can be altered or controlled by certain psychological techniques to reduce its subject's ability to think critically or independently, to allow the introduction of new unwanted thoughts and ideas into their minds, as well as to change their attitudes, values, and beliefs. Dutch psychiatrist Merleau, his last name is, was an early proponent of the concept of brainwashing, menticide. He coined it by meaning killing of the mind. Merleau's view was influenced by his experiences during the German occupation of his country and his work with the Dutch government and the American military in the interrogation of accused Nazi war criminals. He later immigrated to the United States and taught at Columbia. His best-selling 1956 book, The Rape of the Mind, concludes by saying the modern techniques of brainwashing and menticide, those perversions of psychology, can bring almost any man into submission and surrender. Many of the victims of thought control, brainwashing, and menticide that we have talked about were strong men whose minds and wills were broken and degraded. But although the totalitarians use their knowledge of the mind for vicious and unscrupulous purposes, our democratic society can and must use its knowledge to help man to grow, to guard his freedom, and understand himself. Some scholars have said that modern business corporations practice mind control to create a workforce that shares common values and culture. They have linked corporate brainwashing with globalization, saying that corporations are attempting to create a worldwide monoculture network of producers, consumers, and managers. Modern educational systems have also been criticized by both the left and the right for contributing to corporate brainwashing. Programs provide corporations with even more effective, certain programs that they utilize provide corporations with even more effective tools to control the minds of employees than traditionally brainwashing was said to have been. Numerous experiments which are performed on human subjects in the United States are considered unethical because they are performed without knowledge or informed consent of the test subjects. So I'm moving into a different area, and the reason I'm doing this is it goes hand in hand with your Tuskegee. There's been so many unethical things that the science has done in America alone. In the world it's gone on, but in America alone. One very important one would be, although they're all important because they, and what has our Babylon in Washington, D.C. done? They do committees and hearings, and they do all the, the grandstanding moments of the political theater that we watch, and they're going to go get, and they do nothing. Yeah, that's why they've continued to go on. Ridiculous to have any more damn committees and hearings, okay? Why have them? Waste everybody's time and money when you ain't going to do nothing about it. The ethical, professional, and legal implications, this is about human experiments, in the United States medical and scientific community were quite significant and led to many institutions and policies that attempted to ensure that future human subject research in the United States would be ethical and legal. Public outrage in the late 20th century over discoveries of government experiments on human subjects led to numerous congressional investigations that led absolutely nowhere. Hearings including the Church Committee and Rockefeller Commission, both 1975 and 1994, Advisory Committee on Human Radiation Experiments. But the Rockefeller Commission, what point is that? Rockefeller was the original snake oil salesman. So what is that going to do when you have the government in bed with the science and all these people? It's stupid to even have these committees. Why don't you just come out and be your communist selves there in D.C.? In the 1880s in Hawaii, a California physician working at a hospital for lepers injected 6 girls under the age of 12 with syphilis. In 1895, a New York pediatrician, Henry Hyman, intentionally infected 2 mentally disabled boys, one 4-year-old and one 16-year-old, with gonorrhea as part of a medical experiment. U.S. Army doctors in the Philippines infected 5 prisoners with bubonic plague and induced Barbaria in 29 prisoners. In 1906, Professor Richard P. Strong of Harvard intentionally infected 24 Filipino prisoners with cholera. So when I say that it's maybe the CCP is your CIA, really, it's the same kind of thing in China. That's why I say they keep you mind controlled into the same ideology of there's another country coming to get us. No, China's not doing anything. Okay, China's just China. Russia's got it's trying to deal with its problem because of our corrupt NATO military-industrial complex, who has been controlling, manipulating, brainwashing the public. Now, people can continue to lie to themselves, but that's really just pointless. Here's another one I didn't know about. I didn't know about it. Everybody's known about Tuskegee. That was widely known because of the Clinton years. In 1941, well, it's after this one, 1941, William C. Black inoculated a 12-month-old baby with herpes who was offered as a volunteer. He submitted his research to the Journal of Experimental Medicine, which rejected its findings due to the ethically questionable, no, ethically like a criminal, like, hello? Ethically questionable research. Oops. And then this one here in Illinois, the Stateville Penitentiary malaria study was a controlled study of the effects of malaria on prisoners of Statesville Penitentiary near Joliet, Illinois, beginning in the 1940s. The study was conducted by the Department of Medicine, now Pritzker School of Medicine, at the University of Chicago in conjunction with the United States Army. Yep. And the U.S. State Department. Need I say more? Need I say more where the problem is? Not China, not Russia. At the Nuremberg trials, Nazi doctors cited the precedence of the malaria experiments as part of their defense. The study continued at Statesville Penitentiary for 29 years. In related studies from 1944 to 46, Dr. Alf Alving, a nephrologist and professor at the University of Chicago Medical School, purposely infected psychiatric patients at Illinois State Hospital with malaria so that he could test experimental treatments on them. Really? So do you still want to keep trust in the science? See, I really don't. I just don't. Nope. And the problem is the brain, the mind coercion, the coercive persuasions that the media does, that tells you worry about China, you got to worry about China. They're coming to get you. They're going to come take over your country with Russia. They're coming with you together. They're going to nuke us all. Stop it. Stop all of it. Turn off the media, close the newspaper, and just start thinking for yourself, because this is the State Department. I just read off all of these right from Wikipedia, and these can all be verified. 1940s, 50s, it goes back to Nazi. This is all Nazism in our country. Again, the true threat is in our country, and they are on your TV trying to coercively persuade you into doing this or believing that or thinking Russia and China are the problem. Because as long as you continue to see that there's this outside enemy coming to get you, you will fail to see the enemy that's in this country that's already gotten you.